Hello, welcome to the last week of the first quarter, so we're about halfway done with this course. This week we are going to be talking about and beginning our unit on Islam. And so I know that we wrapped up Christianity last week. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit about what Islam is, just sort of an introductory video. You'll do some readings this week and next week, and in fact the week after, to get a really deep understanding. But I just wanted to give a little bit of an overview. So Islam is the third of the major Abrahamic religions. It is the youngest, dating back to the 7th century of the Common Era, 7th century CE. It is the second largest religion in the world, judging by how many people consider themselves to be Muslims. There's about almost 2 billion Muslims in the world. The largest is Christianity. Islam kind of builds on the previous traditions of Christianity and Judaism. The prophets from those religions, people like Moses or Jesus or Abraham, continue to play a part in Islam. They are considered to be prophets in Islam as well. They are not perhaps the same type of prophet, or they don't hold exactly the same theological significance in Islam, but they are still part of Muslim theology. The basis of the religion comes down to the sort of 5 pillars of Islam. I want to choose. We will read a lot more about these. This is just a little bit of an overview so you have an idea of what they are. But they are first Shahada, which is the profession of faith. Then there's Salah, which is prayer. Zakat, which is charity or almsgiving, or charity is a good word. Sawm means fasting. And the Hajj, which we will talk about a lot later this week, is the major pilgrimage to Mecca that all able-bodied Muslims are sort of compelled religiously to do at least once in their lifetime if they are able to. There are 2 major sort of distinctions, 2 major denominations, of Islam. The first is, and by far the largest, is Sunni Islam, which is roughly 85 to 90% of all people in the world who identify as Muslims. And the other is Shia, which is, the remaining 10 to 15%. I think if you want to break this down into sort of geopolitical terms, Saudi Arabia is virtually 100% Sunni Islam, and Iran is virtually 100% Shia Islam. And you see this has some fairly significant impacts on the way the countries connect with one another. The major difference, there's a number of them, they've sort of compounded over the years, has to do with who each sort of branch of Islam considers to be the correct and true successor of Muhammad when Muhammad died. Islam began in what is now Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia didn't exist in the 7th century CE, but it's now Saudi Arabia. And then it spread across the Levant and across the whole Middle East, coming through North Africa, before sweeping across into the Iberian Peninsula, so into Spain and Portugal. Eventually, in the 12th or 13th century CE, you're going to get the Muslims in Iberia, Spain, Portugal, getting pushed back. This is also going to coincide with just about the time when the Crusades are going on and Islam is going to sort of take over Constantinople and forming the Ottoman Empire. We'll get into all of that as we go through this week and next week. I know you read about the Crusades last week, and so that really forms a really good basis for how much of organized Christianity, especially European Christianity, connected with Islam. And that the way they did was really negatively. They fought constantly, especially over Israel, or what is now Israel, the Holy Land. And that sort of forms the basis of how we relate with them today. The last thing that I wanted to bring up, because it's a term that we hear a lot, and I don't think that there's a widespread understanding of exactly what it is Sharia, which is just, broadly speaking, Islamic religious law. The same thing, or very similar at least, to halakha in Judaism. It's just the set of principles that observant Muslims should adhere to. And so that's all it is. There's nothing nefarious about it. There's nothing, that should be scary. It's the same thing as we have in all other religions, just a set of principles. All right, you will see the assignments posted on Canvas. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to send out a Google form about what you guys might want to study in the end of the second quarter, because I want to make sure that this course is tailored to something that you would like. So be on the lookout for that. And other than that, take care. Have a great week.